Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Taryn Tats, and I'm back with volume two of my Christmas horror movie collection. And yeah, this is fun. I'm having a good time doing this. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch the first video. And hopefully, you'll enjoy this one. And let's go ahead and we'll get started. So, of course, we're talking about Christmas horror movies. So, obviously, I got to have Krampus, the naughty cut. So, really fun movie. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, I remember I reviewed this bad boy for the channel, I think a couple of years ago, about really the time I first started this channel. This was in the early days. But yeah, Krampus, enjoy this movie, have fun with it. I did have some of those low budget Krampus movies on DVD and stuff, but oh, I was like, I'm sorry. I tried to watch a couple of those. Like, I'm not keeping these. I'll go ahead. I'll sell them off and get something good out of them. So, yeah. But this one here, yeah, this is a good movie. Really enjoy Krampus. This one here, not really horror, more of an action film, but I think you kind of already know where I'm going with this one. But pretty gory, pretty violent. So I just thought I'd go ahead and include it. I have the Blu-ray and just waiting for the opportune time when I can get like some good store credit and everything, so I can get the 4K for pretty cheap. That is Violent Night. This is a lot of fun. I like David Harbour. Yeah, I usually get a good laugh at him. And I mean, I know, this is probably blasphemous. I honestly didn't mind his Hellboy. I mean, nothing against Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman is amazing as Hellboy. Nothing against him, I swear. But honestly, I figure, in my opinion, if you were gonna follow up Ron Perlman as Hellboy, David Harbour was definitely a good choice, in my opinion. This one here, I actually, okay, yeah, I think I already showed this one. Better watch out. Uh, yeah, I think I showed this. Sorry, I think I showed this one in the last video. Sorry about that. This one I know I did not show, but I just recently picked up. You saw in one of my videos, we have 13 Slays Till Christmas. And I did watch this one. This was a pretty fun, pretty cool Christmas horror anthology. I do need to get December, though. That was a good one. The only problem is, though, that one there, it's like, I have it saved on my wish list on Amazon, and either it's, super expensive or it's out of print. It's either one or the other. But I do need to try to get December. But yeah, 13 Slays Till Christmas. This one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Okay, so here we go. Of course, got to have these bad boys. You got Jack Frost and Jack Frost 2. Let's see. Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. So yeah, of course, got to have Jack Frost. So I know I don't have the MVD. I got the yeah. This is the horror pack edition, but man, I got it for only. I think it was only $4.99. I had to pay for this. So uh, I got to be honest. I really kind of wish that I just ordered a couple of videos from Rift Tracks, and one is Return of Swamp Thing. The other one is Rad, and I kind of wish that they would put out on DVD the. I don't know if they ever did Jack Frost too. I know they did a commentary on Jack Frost. I kind of wish Rift Tracks would put out their version of it. So that's just me. But yeah, got the two Jack Frost films. Got those. This one here, okay. We got the Night Train Murders, which if you've seen the movie, these two girls are taking the train home to celebrate Christmas with their family and or families, and they run into these. Basically, it's everybody already knows. It's the last house on the left on a train. They run into these, psychos who rape and torture them and kill them, and then they end up, they end up in the house of the parents. The parents find out, they kill their kids and take revenge on them. So yeah, so Night Train Murders, yeah, but that takes place at Christmas time. That's why I included it. This one here, this may not seem like a ideal choice, but when you consider the movie takes place throughout the week of Christmas, and if I remember, the ending is on Christmas Day, and that is The Legend of Hell House. So I do kind of consider this a Christmas horror film because, like I said, the majority of the film takes, it goes through the entire week of Christmas, and the climax of the film is Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, maybe, but I believe it's Christmas Day. So, anyway, yeah, The Legend of Hell House. So I consider it a Christmas horror film. That's just me. Now, I said before that there were some of these movies that they're not really, this movie here, there's only like about 5 minutes of the film that has to do with Christmas, and that's why I included it here, and that is American Psycho. So, there is the 5 minute like Christmas scene where he's talking to Jared Leto's character and all that stuff, and Reese Witherspoon's character is talking about like what would Mr. Grinch like for Christmas, and don't say breast implants and stuff like that. So that's why I just figured I'd go ahead and include it. It's like only 5 minutes of Christmas, but why not? This one here is really all about a Christmas horror film, another Christmas horror anthology, which I did like, and that is All the Creatures Were Stirring. This is a good one. And yeah, you got some fun stories on here, and the Office Christmas Party. You got some familiar faces in this one too. It's like you got Jocelyn Donahue, and who else is in this? I'm sorry. I know that there are other actors and stuff in here, but other familiar actors. But yeah, Jocelyn Donahue is kind of like the one that I really remember the most. But anyway, so yeah, All the Creatures Were Stirring, a fun horror anthology. I enjoyed it, so pretty cool. Another fun horror anthology that is pretty well known, and I really enjoy this. William Shatner, and it is A Christmas Horror Story. So this is a good one too. Another one has a story about Krampus in it. But, yeah, this is a good one if you ever get a chance. Yeah, really cool one. I have fun with this one. This one is not Christmas, but I figure I include it for Christmas is they're around Christmas time. You do have other religions, other faiths, and everything else. So I figure I'll go ahead and throw this one in here. Hanukkah, From Dreidel to the Grave. This one is actually a fun film to check out. A good slasher movie. Uh, you know, yeah, this would actually be kind of like a good double feature with something like Thanksgiving, and maybe something like My Bloody Valentine, stuff like that. Yeah, if you're gonna sit and do like a marathon of holiday themed slasher movies, this would be a fun one to add into it. So yeah, pretty good. This one here, another case of the movie only really has maybe kind of like a 5 minute, just a few minutes that take place at Christmas time. But I thought I'd go ahead and include it in here, and that is Oliver Stone's The Hand with Michael Caine. A really good movie, and definitely has a fan following and everything else. But yeah, sadly, when you watch the bonus features on here, they talk about how everybody was so psyched to do this movie with Michael Caine, and everybody was so looking forward to working with him, and all this kind of stuff. And then he shows up on set, and he was just like, "I hate it here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this," and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, unfortunately, that does happen from time to time. But there is a scene here where, his character moves to California. His wife and daughter come out to visit, and they do. There is a little bit of Christmas involved, so here I go ahead and include that there. So now this one here, obviously, easily one of the biggest and most well-known Christmas horror films ever. Um, yeah, Gremlins, and definitely like went and saw this in the theater as a kid, and I loved it. This is such a good film, and oh wow, just man, God, I love Gremlins, and I do. I watch this every year around Christmas time, and I have fun with it. And just how could you not love Gremlins? Just yeah, definitely on my list of the top Christmas horror films that you could possibly have. So yeah, Gremlins. Okay. This one here, oh my! If you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor, give yourself a treat. If you love Christmas horror movies, you got to see this one. You'll love it. Secret Santa. This movie is a blast to watch. By Adam Marcus and Deborah Sullivan, who worked on Jason Goes to Hell, and they wrote the script for Texas Chainsaw 3D, stuff like that. But oh man, this movie is a blast. This family gets together, and it turns out that they're kind of I guess infected is the best word I could say, um, and it's like, oh man, and just this whole family just goes bonkers on each other, and they start, going insane and killing each other and everything else, and uh, there is a funny, but I'm sure nowadays everybody would consider very inappropriate joke involving a transgender, but uh, honestly, this movie is a blast, and you get your gore, you get a lot of fun and everything else, and and all that stuff. And seriously, I cannot recommend this movie enough. It is so much fun to watch. Check it out, Secret Santa. Oh yeah, it's good. This one here, I was very lucky to get. Um, yeah, this one here, I found it at Bookman's for $60, but thank God I had some store credit, so I was able to whittle it down to $30. It's pretty much out of print now, um, which probably means, probably give it a year or so. We'll probably get this on 4K, and that is To All a Good Night. So, a fun, Christmas slasher movie takes place in a sorority house over the Christmas weekend and everything, and directed by the late great David Hess from Last House on the Left, House on the Edge of the Park, Swamp Thing, and stuff. So yeah, honestly, definitely worth checking out. And this movie is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, David Hess only directed one movie as far as I know, but um, unfortunately, he didn't get to direct more. But he did act in a number of films, which and of course, he was a musician. Can't forget that. And I believe this movie, written by Alex Rabar, who is the Incredible Melting Man. So if you ever watched the Incredible Melting Man, so anyway, yeah, a good fun slasher movie. So, but if you can find this, whether it's DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever, you can find it for a good deal. Snag it because it is out of print, at least until some point. One of these companies manages to get their hands like this is Kino Lorber. I don't know if Kino Lorber would do it or Vinegar Syndrome or whoever, but I mean, this is what we got until, at some point they decide to jump on, somebody jumps on the rights to this and puts a 4K out, so we can hope. This one here, I included it because it's it's one of the most popular Tales from the Crypt stories, and I do have the TV show, but I'm just showing the movie, and that is Tales from the Crypt, the movie with, we got the, where's it? Right there, you got Joan Collins, you know, I think the story is called All Through the House or something. But anyway, of course, the classic story of Joan Collins. She's in her house. She murders her husband, and she's trying to stage the scene so that she murdered him for the insurance money and all those kinds of. But at the same time, she's doing all this. It comes over the radio that a lunatic escaped from the local insane asylum dressed as Santa and is stalking everybody, so be careful. And of course, he finds her house. So anyway, classic. And then it was definitely one of the classic episodes when they first did the TV show. I believe it was like almost right out the gate, season one. So, but anyway, yeah, that's why I figured I'd go ahead and include, tales, Christmas horror, Tales from the Crypt, obviously. This one here, this may not seem like an obvious choice, but I went ahead and did it because it was, the whole movie there is, the whole movie takes place like near the Christmas season, and even around the end of the movie, like they're getting ready for Christmas, and that is The Conjuring 2. So, kind of like when you're heading into the third act, you got is it Hodgkin or Hodges? It doesn't say. I can't remember if it was Hodges or Hodgkins. But anyway, the family, they're getting ready for Christmas and they're decorating, putting up the tree and everything. And then of course all hell breaks loose. So that's why I figure I'd go ahead and include it. So yeah. Conjuring 2. Now this one here definitely is a Christmas horror film and a classic. And John Waters has very much come out and supported this movie, obviously. And I believe Quentin Tarantino also is a very big fan of this one. But that is Christmas Evil. This is a fun, interesting horror film. The ending is insane. If you haven't seen this movie, check it out. But it's about this guy who he wants to be Santa so bad that he dresses up as Santa and he goes out and just like things happen and chaos ensues and everything else. and he ends up killing people and all this kind of stuff. Goes on a murder spree and everything. And meanwhile, his brother, played by Jeff DeMunn, is like, oh wow. But yeah, this one here is a classic. You know, I highly recommend this one. This is a lot of fun. Christmas Eve. This one here, I got this one. I have to admit, I didn't hate the movie, but I do kind of feel this one was a little bit overhyped. But I still enjoy it. I think a lot of it is just because, like, yeah, I think the only thing that really annoyed me about was just it took so long for it to get going. And once it gets going, it's great, but it's just kind of like a lot of the buildup is like kind of like the main characters. You're kind of like, oh my god, they don't stop talking. Would you just shut up and get to it already? But it's like once the movie gets going, it gets going, and it never lets up, and it's actually really good. And that is Christmas, Bloody Christmas. I know I probably just offended some people with that, but it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, but come on, man, you got to admit, it's like the first 20 minutes, half an hour or something like that, you're kind of like, oh God, with these guys, just shut up and get on with the story. Just kind of, I mean, I get it, it's a slow burn, but it's like, just kind of seemed like, you could get going a little bit faster. But anyway, so yeah. Yep. Christmas, yeah, Christmas, Bloody Christmas. It is worth checking out, I promise, it is. It's a little slow going at first, but once it gets going, oh hell yeah, it's awesome. Check it out. This one here, another case of there's only a couple of minutes that have anything to do with Christmas. Mainly, like one of the kills take place at Christmas, but I thought I'd go ahead and include anyway, and that is the remake of Child's Play. There's the scene where, let's say just, in air quotes, Chucky. Don't get me wrong, Mark Hamill did a great job, and everything, but still. And I don't mind this remake too much. It was okay, it's got its moments. But like the scene where the guy who was dating Aubrey Plaza's character, he goes home, come to find out the dude's got a family and all that kind of stuff. So he's taking down his Christmas lights and all that kind of stuff, and then Chucky attacks and he gets killed and stuff like that. So that's why I thought I'd go ahead and include this one in there. So yeah, remake of Child's Play. This one here, we got Dee Wallace, and I watched this movie once. I thought it was okay. I need to rewatch it again. That is Red Christmas. So yeah, person shows up and supposed to be Dee Wallace's long lost child or something, and she rejects him. So he decides to take revenge on her and her family. So the only thing under the tree is terror. But yeah, so I have this one. Yep. Of course, we're down to wow, we're already down to the last ones. Okay, and obviously, it's like I know people argue about this. Can you watch this at Halloween? Can you watch it at Christmas? I say both. Obviously, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, you knew I was going to include this one. Obviously, but yeah, always have to do Nightmare Before Christmas. Knew that was coming. This one here, I almost forgot about this one, and the only reason I remember is because I reviewed it for the Body Bags channel. Like one week we each of us reviewed a movie in the Paranormal Activity franchise, and I got this one, and I almost forgot. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, this one takes place at Christmas time, and that is Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension in 3D. Yeah, I almost forgot about this. Oh my god, yeah, this one does take place at Christmas time. So, this one here, it is. I don't mind it. I can watch it as a time waster, I guess I could say. But this one here is definitely kind of different from the other Paranormal Activity movies in that usually, like the movies, they're very slow burns, and it takes time. And it's like usually the hauntings always start as something very like small, and then kind of like as the film progresses, it kind of amps up. This movie, well, because they wanted to take advantage of the 3D gimmick, obviously. So this movie kind of amps up from the get-go, and it just kind of keeps going. But it's kind of fun. It is fun if you watch in the 3D, but so yeah, I would say, yep. Now we're down to the last two, folks. So this one here, I just watched this one recently, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I do recommend this one. It's low budget, and I would say if this movie had a little bit more of a budget, and they could have invested more in physical effects rather than having to rely on bad digital effects, this movie would have been great. David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown did an amazing job, and that is The Mean One, the horror movie version of The Grinch Stole Christmas. This movie is a blast. It's a lot of fun. It has so much potential and everything. Like I said, if it just maybe had a little bit more of a budget, could have invested in some more practical effects, this movie would have been, perfect. And it's a good story. It's fun. Please check it out. It's a good time. You know, and David Howard Thornton, he does a great. He mimics the whole kind of Jim Carrey movement of the Grinch and everything. He mimics it very, very well. So I had a lot of fun. The restaurant scene with all the mall Santas and their helpers and stuff, where he comes in just unleashes hell. That was a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, definitely The Mean One. And this is my last but not least, and I love this movie to death. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Check it out. I swear to God, you're not going to be disappointed. You can watch it for free. It's on Prime. It's on Vudu, stuff like that. Yeah, I bought. I love this movie, and this is definitely one of my go-tos for Christmas. That is Mercy Christmas. This movie is awesome. This movie is so good. Another one is like, yeah, you could tell it's a bit low budget, um, you know, but oh man, some decent practical effects and everything else. Couple of digital effects, kind of okay, but the acting is really good. The storyline is a lot of fun. You know, oh man, guy goes with this girl to Christmas party with her family, thinks they're just going to have a regular holiday, then come to find out he's Christmas dinner. He's going to be the turkey. But honest to God, this movie, this is a definite watch for me every year. I got to have this one every year on Christmas. So. And that is it. So that's all my Christmas horror movies for now. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And that's it, man. We're having fun, and yeah, hopefully, I'm looking forward to the new year. And I'm going to make a video talking about that here, probably right after Christmas. So that's it, everybody. Take care. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.